what people might not know is about this committee that wrote it and presented it and...
Well, it hasn't really been presented. Originally,
well, will be.
Right. The proposals were expected to be not to be revealed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But there was such interest in it that the city did decide to publish all of them. The presentation I think you referred to was at the City Dems meeting,
yes,
which was right after the FOIA request, which resulted in the opening up of these proposals, had been published in the AnnArbor.com. In your question again.
I was just wondering who was on the committee
yes.
to write this. I mean, you were
Well,
one of the people, and you were one of the people helping to
Right.
present it at that meeting.
The first paragraph in our proposal sort of takes states that we really are doing it on the behalf of what we sense is a community desire. That it's on behalf of the people that we are presenting the background and the reasoning and the philosophy and the potential of having a significant open space there. I wrote most of it, but I liberally took pieces of work that have been done by many committees over the decades, from the 60s even. 60s, the 70s, there was another 80s, 90s, all of these things, including the PROS plan, which is the most recent plan, which identified the need for spaces like this in our downtown. So we collected all of that previous work and parts of it and tried to knit it together into today's version of what we'd like to see happening in that space.
Okay, as Lou said, one of the requirements was that it make financial gain. How will this fit in with that?
In the proposal, and I have here, they weighted the requirements. Three of them have to do with the groups that propose it, as in past involvement with similar projects. Well, we still don't quite know similar to what, and that was 25% weighting. A proposed work plan was a 40% weighting, and I think that was in keeping with the design of the parking structure and the construction of it, that they were concerned that everything had the opportunity to be coordinated. And then financial capacity at another 25%, which was having to do with the proposer, not with the design.
Right.
The cost proposal, or lease return they have here written, was weighted at 10%.
Okay.
The contrast, though, is in how the current review committee and the internal review is going. It's made to sound as if the most important factor is the cost proposal or the financial return to the city, rather than the community benefit.
And, you know, and I'd like to give us an example of a place that's been developed as community open space that's close by in Detroit, and that's the Campus Martius, which is at the conjunction of Woodward, Fort, and Michigan, all right? And it had been just a concrete wasteland for decades. And in 2004, they finished work as a park, and in the time since then, it's attracted over $500 million of investment in that neighborhood. All right, you have the Park Cafe, you have the Moth, which is it's a national storytelling event. It now takes place also in Detroit. People line up around the block to get into this. It's revitalized this whole neighborhood, and in fact. It was CompuServe said that they would not have gone ahead and built down there had this not been developed as a park and enlivened that whole neighborhood. And I don't think we're going to have the same benefit from something like a convention center. It's in fact, these are pretty much known all over the country. I mean, they've been shown to actually be a drain on the city's resources and do very little to develop the city economically.
Right. So let's then look at the other proposals. As you said, the structure, the underground, is already planned for this huge building because the money has been borrowed to put in supports for a 15, 20-story building. And even on Ward Talk in November, the mayor said a conference center to be used by U of M would be a good idea. I went online and I checked the U of M. They seem to have plenty of places to hold everything from 6 people to 4,200. So I'm not quite clear on why there is this drive for a convention center, or supposed drive for it. Do you have any idea of what? Do you? I mean, even in if you look at the downtown plan, as of May, there was something there in the land use for a conference center.
I might say
I don't understand.
Right. Well, I might say that little paragraph about a conference center was a very recent addition to
yes,
that plan.
Yes.
In fact, it was added after this plan had been revealed at the city council retreat. So, so that makes you take a sharp breath. And I think Lou
The plan was amended to accommodate this. It's not anything the people of Ann Arbor have been dying for.
And at the same time, they did add that an economic study should be done. And I don't think anyone has really seen that economic study to justify the conference center unless it's being held private.